What's up, everybody? It is Thursday night, and that means it is a Fantasy and Frames draft show. I'm your host, Stacy Perez. We have got Keith, Erica, and Rich in the house. We'll be drafting a puppy, Superflex style. You guys ready? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I see Jorge has not fixed the photos on there.
That looks awful.
I just love Kevin.
Off to the side. Jorge.
It's a pretty flattering photo of me, actually. I'm coming around on it. I've seen other pictures. It's not that bad.
What's up, everybody over in the chat? Charlene, we see you. We've got Vaporware over here as well. Everybody else, thank you guys for joining us tonight. As promised, we're going to be doing a Underdog and Underdog Superflex puppy tonight. Next week, we've got an extra special show for you. We're going to be doing a Scott Fishbowl mock draft. So get ready for that. Hopefully the rules will be out by then. I have a good feeling they will be. But tonight is all about our Superflex puppy. We're going to be doing the exact same thing that we did last week, where we draft as a group and one of us gets final say. Lucky recipient of that tonight is Erica. Erica, are you ready?
Ready for this? So ready. So excited.
Yes. Excellent, guys. So if you want to draft with us tonight, if you're out there watching and you're like, hey, it's 9:07, I don't have anything else to do but get on with this group of crazy people and draft a Superflex, please jump in Underdog right now. My little hand is hovering over the green enter button. So on 3, I'm going to hit it, and I hope that you're in the draft with us. 1, 2, 3. Guys, how's everybody's weeks?
Go. Great. Well, for the most part. Last night was not great. I felt bad about last night. But
oh, no. What happened?
I was about to say,
I had to work a double last night, and I ended up missing out on Dynasty 365. And
okay.
Yeah.
We had a really fun guest on 365 last night.
They did.
The infamous Jim Coventry was on there. He was wonderful. So go back and watch, folks, if you haven't watched already. I already see some people in this draft here that I recognize. Let's see. Oh, Vaporware is in there. You are in the chat. We got FF Louis G. What's up, Louis? Analytics are for nerds is his show, guys. If you haven't watched it yet, go take a look. They are hilarious over there. Louis in the chat. What's up? There you go, Louis. We got Scampers over here. Very nice. All right, guys. So where are we drafting here? We're the 3rd spot. Erica, are you ready? We're the 3rd spot.
Got it.
All right, guys. So basically what we're going to be doing is trying to convince Erica why she should agree to let us draft the players that we are advocating for. So draft.
All right, hold on. We need to get right now. We're taking
right
QB.
Now,
QB, right?
Gotta go QB. All right, we're up. Richardson's gone.
To me, you almost have to go Hurts. But
Hurts? Yeah, I think
Hurts is my next one up.
Hurts, Erica?
Let's go Hurts.
All right. Philly special. Let's do it.
We're already off to a better start than we were last week.
We are. We have so much more time before we come back now. What's up, Kim? We see you. Charlene got in a different draft. That's okay, Charlene. Let us know how your draft is going throughout the night, please. All right. So we got Hurts next. So how do you guys feel about Superflex? Because I don't do a ton of Superflex. Do you guys like to do back-to-back QB? Do you like to shake it up a little bit? Like, do you guys have personal, thoughts that you just absolutely do every time you do a Superflex, or you'd like to shake it up?
Stacy, I have personal thoughts about everything. So
I know you do.
I am somebody that I believe you have to go QB. I guess it depends on the situation, like where we're picking and how many QBs actually go. But in a Superflex to not have 2 QBs, most weeks, you're fighting an uphill battle immediately. Because if you look at it, I mean, like, take Daniel Jones, who was awful last year. His points per game would have matched a lot of the best running backs and wide receivers in points per game. So it's just you kind of have to have, to me, those two QBs. And I'm also somebody that I actually like to have insurance too. I like to at least have a third QB that if they're not the starter, they're at least somebody that I think there's a good chance by the end of the season they'll be starting, or maybe they're behind a injury-ridden quarterback to where or an older quarterback. Just in a situation where they could end up being the starter, because I just think it's the easiest way to guarantee points week in and week out is to have two QBs in the super flex.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think Charlene is on the same page with us down here too. She likes to double tap those QBs all day. That's kind of how my thoughts are. Our last few picks here, we've got, let's see, McCaffrey, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase.
That cat.
This is my
Not
cat
mine.
background. I'm so sorry.
Hey, you should not be apologizing to the listener. You should be apologizing to your cat. Feed the damn cat.
I'm so sorry. Poor Nadia is over here locked in this room with me.
I didn't know.
Miss her
Nadia, I love it. Did not know that.
Yeah, her name's Nadia. Those of you who have watched What We Do in the Shadows, that she is named after that character. Oh my goodness. So guys, go ahead, talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna let her out so she doesn't.
Yay! That makes me so happy.
Yeah,
so,
I gotta say,
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I totally agree with you with the double tapping the quarterback in Superflex. The one thing that I will say though is if it does get to be where like everybody else is doing that as well, especially being in the third spot here, the 3 spot. If there's a lot of quarterbacks that are gone by the time that we pick again, I wouldn't be against going someplace else, seeing what value we got there. Looks like there might be some good running backs, which I'm sure Kevin is just yelling at me right now, screaming at me through the screen. But depending on who's screaming into the void, yes, yeah. But no, yeah, like if Bijan is still there, I think I would like him a lot. I'm interested to see actually who's all left over once we get to our spot. Who is left on? Who's the top of the board right now?
All right. So right now, top of the board, we've got. Let's see. Let me pull up our QBs: Purdy, Williams, Tua, Trevor, Jared Goff, Herbert, Cousins, Stafford, Rodgers. We got a lot to choose from.
I think unless there's a run, actually no. I think we take the best player available here because we're gonna get a good QB coming back.
Yeah, agreed. I like that. So we've got Puka, we've got Garrett Wilson, Jamar Gibbs.
I'll go ahead and throw out Puka. I've been wanting to grab Puka. The more I think about it, I think he's going to have a monster. That Rams offense was so good last year when they all played. I get you have the cup concerns, but dude's the real deal.
Yeah, I like it. What do you? I'm good with Puka. What do you think, Erica?
Yeah,
you have to agree with us.
Yep, 1,000%.
All right, Puka, come on down.
I am very mad though that Brock Purdy just went off the board because I'm a Brock Purdy truther. And I'm just glad to see that in some drafts, people realize he should definitely be one of the first 10, 11 QBs selected, period. I mean, were we saying the Niners offense is not going to be good? Yes, it will be. And this is going to be his second full year starting. Matt Ryan, from his first full year starting in that Shanahan offense, the second was an MVP. I expect Purdy to have a monster year this year. I think he's actually probably going to be like QB 5, 6 in my rankings come, August.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Purdy is one of my favorites to grab this year. And if you're doing a little correlation, he's got a real fun game with the Lions at the end of the season.
All right. What QBs we got now?
All right. So I've got 3 in the queue here. I had Herbert, but he just went. Garrett Wilson just went. We are on the 3rd turn here. Team 2 is on the clock. So we'll be up next. We are on deck as the baseball player fans.
What QBs we got there, Stacy? Come on.
I know. Sorry. Stafford, Goff, Tua, Caleb Williams, Trevor Lawrence. Let's see. Jonathan Taylor just went, so we are good to have anybody that we want here. I was thinking Stafford to stack with Puka.
Ooh, yeah. No, that is nice. I was gonna say Goff. I was gonna go Goff.
Goff
I don't know
nice
if there's any correlation there, but I do like Goff a lot.
We can play around with it.
Actually, you know what? I was actually going to say Goff as well. I just worry about Stafford's
I like Goff.
age. Okay.
I like Goff. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Because my concern with Stafford is just his age. We know he's got the injury history, and it's not like Hurts. I know he's been very durable, but I'm always worried about a QB when they run a lot. And it's like, oh my God, could we be a team in a super flex that drafted 2 QBs in our first 3 picks? And, they're both out by like week 8. And with Stafford, I feel much more likely that could happen than with Goff, because Goff is behind arguably the best offensive line in football. So, and then the Rams' offensive line's better. Don't get me wrong. Like, I actually think they did a great job upgrading theirs. But, and also, I mean, let's be honest, the Lions, they're all in. The OC came back, turned down head coaching jobs, which that is very rare in the modern NFL. And I keep banging the drum that I think this is the Jameson Williams breakout year. If that's true, and you add that weapon to Amon-Ra St. Brown, David Montgomery, who's so effective in short yards, goal line situations. We saw what a freak Jamar Gibbs was at the end of the year, and Stacy's boyfriend, Sam Laporta. It would not surprise me at all if the Lions end up having, a top 5 offense this year.
I absolutely. I think we ruined Louis' plan here at the 12th pick overall. He's got Justin Jefferson and Amon-Ra St. Brown, so I have a feeling he was trying to grab Jared Goff there for his first QB, but not tonight, sir. Not tonight.
You can't have all the prizes. Come on now.
You know what, though? I'm going to go throw, like we talked about, I'm going to throw Jameson Williams into our queue for later, because that might be fun to go with Goff just a little bit later, since Gibbs and, St. Brown are already gone.
Actually, I'm interested to see how you all feel about the news that's been coming out of camp with Williams. Like, are you buying into the hype that maybe this year is finally the year that he's going to break out? Or is this Treadwell all over again?
Who are you talking about?
Ooh.
Williams.
Jameson Williams?
Jameson, yeah.
I mean, you're asking the wrong guy, because again, I have so much stock in Jameson Williams. I'm like the dude on fucking Reddit right now trying to break the stock market. But Jameson Williams, if you go back and look what he did in college, elite. Like, both yards per reception. He was one of the best downfield passers. But what was most impressive is what he does in space, like the yards after the catch. And he had a serious injury. And I think we're going to see that with Kyle Pitts this year. I think you're going to see it with him. These guys are now 2 full years removed from a significant, lower leg injury. And if you're not like Adrian Peterson, who's just a freak, it usually takes 2 years for these guys to fully recover, be comfortable. And wide receivers, even more than running backs, they deal so much with, that athleticism, being able to burst, cut on a dime. And I just think it takes time. And I saw enough just literally in that Packers game last year where he scored 2 touchdowns. It's like, that's the guy. Like, that's the guy that I saw in college and fell in love with. I've said it since the Chase class. I think he is the most talented wide receiver to come out in the 3 draft classes since then. And I stand by that. No offense to Harrison Jr., Neighbors, any of these guys. Go watch what he did at Alabama. And luckily, I don't want to wish anybody to get injured, but him getting injured brought Georgia a national championship. So, but I am not concerned at all. I think he's 100% the real deal. And the fact that they let Reynolds go, I think says they believe that as well. And Coach Campbell has said as much in the last week that this is going to be the Jameson Williams year.
I agree. I mean, I think he has to show, if he's going to do anything this year, he's got to do it. Because this is his 3rd year. So we're going to be on the clock, and we're about 2 spots before us here. I've got some guys in the queue here that I thought might fit. Do we want to take? Oh, guys, do you know who would go perfectly with this team?
We're not doing it. We are not doing it again.
He's actually the high, like, according to ADP. This is where we should take him. He's fallen. This would be great value, right? Oh my gosh! Can we please take Sam Laporta? Can we please?
Yes, that was going to be my sell was going to be Sam Laporta.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
First tight end off the board.
Oh my God! What is?
Woo!
Doesn't he usually goes in the 3rd round?
He does.
He should not be going before Travis Kelce in any draft ever. Like, this is insane. I like Laporta. He is a very good player. He is battling a ton of dudes for targets. You got St. Brown, who gets a gazillion. Jamar Gibbs, which especially second half season, he became a big part of the passing game. I'm just worried that he's not even going to get enough targets to where if he doesn't score a ton of touchdowns, he's going to regress fantasy-wise. And it doesn't mean he's still not one of the best tight ends in the league. It's just opportunities. And for me, especially in best ball, it's a lot like DFS is the way I look at it. I need to know that you're definitely going to eat. You know who's going to definitely eat is Travis Kelce and a Kansas City offense when Patrick Mahomes is back and he's healthy.
Speaking of Travis Kelce, we're on the clock right now. Dalton Kincaid just went. We could double tap tight end here and take Travis Kelce.
Is there a tight end premium in this?
No, there's not.
No.
He could be our other
what
flex
receivers are there?
We've got Devontae Smith, Michael Pittman. We've got DK Metcalf, Cooper Kupp. Kyron Williams is still on the board.
Pittman or Kelce would be.
I do like taking Williams.
We have 7 seconds.
Okay.
Kyron.
Okay, Kyron. Okay.
And this was a little bit of what I was getting to a minute ago, is the Rams improved their offensive line. I know people are terrified because they drafted Blake Corum. Look, historically, if you are the back in a Sean McVay offense, you are going to get like 90 to 95% of the snaps. Yes. And I just can't believe that Blake Corum is going to come in when he's not the complete back that Kyron Williams is going to eat into that. Now, are they going to spell him maybe a little bit more just so he doesn't get hurt like he did last year? But just remind people, I think he was like the 4th highest scoring, and I'm talking about just total points among running backs. He missed 6 weeks last year. And I think I'm contractually obligated to say this each week. When Stafford, Puka, Kupp, and Kyron Williams were on the field together last year, Rams' most efficient offense in the NFL and the most efficient offense in 14 years. I'm shocked the way Williams is falling. I would not take A-Chain before him. I wouldn't take Henry before him. Barkley, I can kind of understand. Taylor, again, because of the upside of the pass catching. He's such a weapon in the passing game as well, which a lot of those backs before, it's a lot more rushing. I told the Hall, McCaffrey, Gibbs, totally get it. But outside of that, to me, it's hard to pass up on Kyron Williams. It's like the RB5.
That's solid. That's solid. Yeah, no, I can't really dispute it too much. I am a little worried about the hamstring issue with Kyron Williams that they were talking about and whatnot. Just, hamstrings they last forever.
Yeah.
And they do have Blake Corum there so I think the beginning of the year, I think we're going to see a little bit less of Kyron, but I'm with you. Like, that efficiency, you can't overlook it. And when he comes back and he's healthy, that's going to be awesome.
And he knows the system. And the big thing with Corum, and it was a question at Michigan at times, pass blocking, right? He wasn't in a lot all the time on passing plays. And the biggest thing that eats into these rookies is if you can't pass block, you're not going to be on the field in the NFL your rookie year. Like, you have to learn to do that because teams throw so much on every down in today's NFL. So, I think Corum's a really good back, but there's so many questions where with Kyron Williams, so much.
All right, guys. So we are coming up. We're going to be on the clock here in just a few seconds. So we are going into the 6th round here. We have got Amari Cooper, Terry McLaurin. If we want to go receiver, we only have one receiver. So that would be my vote for the way to go is to go orange. Will Levis is still around. If we wanted to get a 3rd QB, just be a little crazy. Looking at some,
I don't want to get that crazy.
I've just thrown out our options here. Just want to make sure everybody's well aware of what our options are. We've got James Cook, we've got Rashad White. If you wanted to do another tight end for some reason, we've got Kyle Pitts is here. So lots of options. I would go with Amari Cooper.
Terry McLaurin. If you need me to get out the list of quarterbacks this guy has caught passes for his first 5 seasons in the NFL, I'm happy to do it. It's basically me, Joe Matz, Jorge. I think Rich threw a few to him.
Who else?
Who else? Pee Wee Herman.
We have 7 seconds. So, Erica.
Terry. You control the conversation. So I didn't even know anyone else.
So we're going to be up again pretty soon here in the 7th because we're close for the 3rd spot. We still have Amar. Still stashing Jameson Williams there. Do we want to go another receiver here? Now, this is 20 rounds. just to make sure everybody's aware. It's not like the, Best Ball Mania where it's 18. We could grab another running back. Again, Kevin's probably screaming into the void.
I do like Cooper
Yeah.
if he's there, because you're again getting basically a number one receiver, somebody you know is going to get a ton of targets, a ton of volume. And that's the same thing I was thinking with Terry McLaurin, that this is a guy that has at least 70 receptions all 5 years. He's caught at least 900 yards receiving. I think it's at least 4 touchdowns. And he's got by far the best QBs he's had his entire career. And,
do you mean in Jameis? The best QB he's had his entire career in Jameis?
I mean, Jameis, he would also qualify.
What other wide receivers
on
are
the
there?
clock. We've got 20 seconds left.
Yeah, I know Metcalf is there, right?
Stan, love Amari. You've got Christian Kirk. You got Jaden Reed as well in the mix right here too, which I would be all fine with.
I'd say Amari, yeah.
Eric, you feel good about Amari?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Christian Kirk is the only other one that I
He
was thinking.
feels like the heir apparent to Mike Evans
Yeah.
for the next 4 or 5 years, that everybody just downplays him. And all Amari Cooper does is go out and, have like 1,100 yard receiving and 5 to 10 touchdowns. So I actually really like the way this draft has started for us. We've got, one of the fantasy cheat codes at QB, Jalen Hurts, Puka, who could be, what he did his rookie year, sky's the limit. Like, honestly, with what he can do this year, you get that Golf Laporta stack next. Then to get Kyron Williams in the 5th round, McLaurin and Cooper 6th, 7th. I feel like, again, the volume of all these guys, which that's what I look at in DFS, and that's kind of the way I treat best ball as well, is just I want opportunity, because you can't really predict how things are going to go, but you can kind of predict how many touches or somebody can get. Obviously, I know there can be injuries and stuff, but if those guys are healthy, they're going to be heavily, heavily involved. Every one of those players is going to be a focal point of their offenses.
Yeah, I really like this team. And what's kind of fun about this team too is that, like, we have the schedule now. Everybody's trying to correlate and do that kind of thing. Like, we have abandoned that ship completely.
The correlation is the dumbest argument I've ever heard, Stacy. You don't know. Like,
that's true. You don't.
You don't know. Like, the only correlation that I've heard that to me makes sense from you is when you start talking about dome games, right? Like, when you're talking about late in the season, these teams are in very cold weather games. These teams are indoors. I understand that. But we've seen snow games with guys have like 185 yards receiving, right? Like, I'm just saying that, to me, I just don't think that's the way to look at it. And I want to see actual evidence of it. Like, is there people out there that go through the teams that have won these big tournaments and prove how they correlate those players? Because if that's there, send that to me and I will completely change my tune. But right now, all I do is hear a bunch of people talk about correlation. And it's like, that's like saying strength of schedule, because until the season has started and we know what teams are good and bad, you don't know what the strength of schedule is. Nobody has a clue.
That's okay. All right. I'm gonna hold back my argument here because we need to talk about who we're gonna draft next. But I will get to that in a minute. Okay.
I did want to say I really liked what Louis was doing with his draft. Real quick.
Yeah.
Justin Fields.
So, Louis, I like what you're doing here, because like your first 4 picks, I love those, but you were giving me such anxiety without your quarterback. Then you've got McCarthy and Justin Fields and Jordan Addison, which I like how you kind of like. I want to talk about this team.
What if he gets Russell though in a minute? You know what I'm saying? Like, if he ends up getting Russell to where he knows he has,
if he doesn't,
the upside of Fields.
There's still at least one quarterback out there that I see that's going to be a starter that he could potentially grab as well. So late at this point. So we are in the
3
hole.
picks away, or 2 away. Yeah, sorry.
I'm probably saying a wide receiver again here.
So we've got Calvin Ridley,
Kevin.
We've got Rome, we've got your boy Ladd. We are almost on the clock. We've got Keon Coleman here, DeAndre Hopkins. I'm looking at our receivers. That's what that kind of looks like. That will be within the acceptable range here of guys to grab at this point.
What tight ends are still there?
I'm probably going DeAndre Hopkins.
Our tight ends that are available are Ingram, Ferguson, Njoku, Bowers, Dallas Goedert. We could grab him a little bit later. I think it's a little early for him. So we're on board now. Roma Dunze just went. I mean, I wouldn't hate getting Lab McConkey here. Just throwing
I
it
don't
out.
either, but I also understand from what Rich is saying again with Hopkins, you're getting another guy that it's just
agree.
I do like having Herbert better than Levis, but I also think the Titans might be worse and throw it more.
We've got 7 seconds.
Let's go Hopkins.
Hopkins.
And everybody cross your fingers that Lad is still there.
Hopefully, teams 1 and 2 are not listening to this podcast. Well, okay. So if McConkey is there, is that our pick coming around the corner?
I love the upside of him.
I do. Yeah.
So he would be our 5th receiver at this point. We've got 4 receivers. So
and he'd be the first gamble that it's.
Yeah.
I don't feel like the amount of targets, receptions, etc. But just having watched him,
All right. Well, okay. So we've got now.
Take my other boy.
Which one?
Brock. Yes.
Oh,
I don't hate that. I don't hate
what
that.
round are we in?
We are going into the 9th round. Now there's also some running backs here.
Yeah, what backs are there?
We've got Aaron Jones. We've got Ramondre Zamir. We're on the clock.
Ooh, I'm saying Aaron Jones.
Well, I was going to actually say Zamir if our backs, but
Zamir, Aaron Jones, Erica. I'm cool with either one.
Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
There we go.
Goal. Sorry.
Right.
Sorry, Stacy.
He was a former Packer, so that's fine. Totally
right. We both are enjoying this, right? Right.
Exactly.
Best of both worlds.
Exactly. I didn't want to get rid of him, so love you forever, Aaron Jones. All right, so that was fun. Now, so let's see. I want to look at Team 2 over here because they just have gone 3 in a row here with their quarterbacks, and they also took Anthony Richardson. So they've got 4 QBs. So they've got Richardson, Bryce Young, Bo Nix, and Drake May. Drake May was the one I was thinking about too when we were talking about Louis' team at the end with the different quarterbacks that were still available. So Drake May is kind of one that I've been looking at lately as an easy kind of stack. If you're looking at grabbing some cheap stacks later on in your draft, you can get that Patriot stack pretty cheap. And also, I mean, look, you don't have to watch their games, right? You just have to get their fantasy points, guys. No one's going to force you to watch Patriot games.
When did London go? I missed that.
London, he's not available anymore.
No, I knew that. I mean, obviously, we're in the 9th round. I was just trying to figure out where he went, ass.
He went in round 3. He went to team 6.
I hate to see that, like, people are realizing, oh God, this guy might be really good with a competent quarterback, because I was expecting come August for, my leagues with my idiot friends to, be able to take Drake London like the 6th, 5th round. And those dreams are smashed because he is flying up the board. I mean, I think it's literally been every week he continues to go earlier and earlier. And I loved having the very intelligent Kevin Tompkins. He had Drake London in his top 10 wide receivers for redraft. And that was when I was like, okay, this is not at all a homer thing. This is just, you're on to something.
Oh yeah, it is a real thing out here. Louis grabbing your boy Brock Bowers, Keith.
That's okay.
Yeah, I think I like that.
I love those 2 picks, by the way. Not just because I suggested them. I keep telling people Zamir White is criminally underrated. No offense. I would never take Aaron Jones. Zamir White is 24, ready for 400 touches. He proved it last year. Dude's a tank. Aaron Jones is like 30. Aaron Jones could have a huge year. That's not what I'm saying. It's just I do have concerns about like the health and, can he stay healthy? Can he be on the field? And again, I just look at this a lot like I do DFS touches. And if you look at White's touches per game down the stretch, it was out of control.
Okay, who's on the board?
Okay, so on the board right now, we are Jameson Williams. Now would be the time if we want to take him, or right around ADP. He's at 117.4.
We need to be careful saying like what we want to do because
for sure. I know, and I only said that particular player because we've been talking about him basically the entire draft.
Okay.
The rest of the guys that we have on here, we have a tight end. That potentially would go with one of our quarterbacks. Another one. I put Romeo Dubs in there. Oh, well, Jameson Williams just went. Damn it.
I don't like that anyway with us taking Laporta. I want to take Pitts if he's there. Really bad.
Pitts is gone. I know. So
what backs are there?
What backs? We have got Mostert, Pollard, Benson, Javon.
Dude, Mostert for sure.
I like Mostert. I also like I'm good with Mostert if you guys are. Thoughts? We have 4 seconds.
Yep, do it.
I think people are overhyping A-Chain, and I get it. Like, trust me, I watched the dude. He's like, it almost looks like the second coming of Barry Sanders, but the Dolphins have already been saying Mostert is still probably going to be the 1A back going into this year, and we know Miami's going to score points. I think Mostert is being criminally undervalued in these things, and to get him as that part of a offense in the 10th round, again, I think that makes me feel a lot better about the Aaron Jones too, because now we've got those 2 guys to go with obviously the stud back we took early.
So we've got, we're going to be up again here in just a second. I've got a tight end here that maybe we might want to look at. I've also got Romeo Doubs, Jahan Dotson, that they're available. I'm looking at receivers here. Rashid Shaheed, Mike Williams, Shakir. That's kind of the range that we're looking at right now for receivers.
Feels like a dead zone.
It does. Now our leftover. Okay, so
what
we're on
QBs are left?
Yeah, Gardner, O'Connell, Darnold, Taysom, Brissett, Penix, Howell. Nobody that's going to start, basically.
Gardner's going to start? What are you talking about?
I mean, one of the 2 is going to start. That's fine. But we can. I mean, if we want to take him now, we could. We've got 13 seconds. I was going to vote for Dallas Goedert here to go with Jalen.
Do it.
And then finish out tight end.
I'm good with it.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Just got to ask, Erica, how are you liking the chaos of being in the driver's seat? Because for me last week, I was like, oh my gosh. There's like multiple times where I was just like, yes, that one.
That's how I felt on the Kyron pick. I was just like, sure, do it.
Y'all are going to learn when I'm in that seat. Y'all may be throwing out all kinds of names, and I'll just go with whatever the hell I want. Because that's the great thing about being in the driver's seat. But
I'm waiting for Erica to be like, no, screw all of you. This is who we're taking.
Erica, would you ever say something like that?
No, I'm way too nice.
Oh, come on.
I believe that.
We're not nice here on this show.
She's like, now behind your back, motherfucker, I'll talk so much shit about you. You wouldn't believe it. But to your face, no way. And I respect that. That is called being Southernly. My mom, my sister, even my wife's got it. Them girls from the South, they very nice to your face. But boy, the minute you get out of the room, bless her heart, that kind of deal.
Bless her.
See, I really like the Minshew pick there. Again, I think the Raiders' offense is going to be good, like really good. I love the Bowers addition. Zamir White proved he can really run the ball. Devontae Adams is obviously a freak. Yeah. They still got Myers coming back. You got Mayer. Like I like those weapons. And Gardner proved last year in Indy, I think, with not as good of weapons, because remember, Taylor was out for a big portion of the season. He can handle it. You know what I mean? Like, he can make a competent offense. So I think that's a really good value, because I do think you're getting a starter in the 11th round there.
I do. With Gardner, I agree. I think he's a starter. And I think, too, it's just one of those things where you have to follow the money. I mean, they paid him a lot of money. They paid him starter money.
That's even a better point. Yep.
To Vegas. And I think a lot of times, too, you that's what you have to look at. Like, how much are these teams paying these guys? They're not paying him to sit on the bench. They're paying him a ton of money to get out there and start. And I don't know what that says about how they feel about Aiden O'Connell, because he started at the end of last year, too. But I mean, Gardner is one of the better backups in the league, and you can trust him to start, even though he's going to turn the ball over a little bit. They had some problems with that last year. But, yeah, so we are going into, what is this? This 12? Yeah, 12. Here we go. We're going to be up. Wow, these picks are flying out the board right now, so we should probably
go through some of the receivers real quick that are right there.
Yeah, so we've got Samuel, Romeo Doubs just went, Raheem Shaheed went, Cortland Sutton in this range. We still have on the board Mike Williams. We've got Shakir. We've got Jacoby Myers here.
There's one. Put him down for at least a potential.
Yeah, there goes Shakir. I worry about Williams a little bit with that injury history. That kind of makes me nervous.
I don't love that. I don't. I think Garrett Wilson is going to feast. Breece Hall is going to feast. Everybody else is just a huge question mark in that offense.
Hey, my favorite running back is still there.
Your favorite running back?
Well, don't say anything, because I think these.
I've drafted him multiple times in these, so you should know.
Wait. Hang on.
I just meant wait until we get to our pick and then just take them. Because I think these guys are sniping us. Because we got our mega brain, combined together, and people are just stealing whatever we say.
So we've got, just to keep our, so we've got 3 running backs, 4 receivers, 2 tight ends. So we're done at
Wait a
tight
minute, I
end.
thought we had 5 receivers.
No, we only have 4.
Okay, we'll definitely get one on the way back then.
So there's one here that I've got on the list. Charbonnet is on here as a running back that I like.
Take your pick. You have earned it by listening to us do what we do.
I don't know where he is on the ADP.
It's
like
not-
if we can
It
get
doesn't
him.
matter. Just
Rico.
Rico,
It's
you want
Rico.
Yes. Oh, I'm a
All
big
right.
dog.
It's always Rico.
Let's go.
But this is it's close enough. We won't get him if we could get him on the turn probably, but I'll just go ahead and take him now. So he was at 157 and we just picked at 142.
All right, now go through the receiver, Stacy. I'm sorry.
So I've got Jahan Dotson on here. I mean, if we want to get crazy, we've got McLaurin too. We could just grab both those guys
Right.
and then get the
Who-
entirety of
Who else you got? Just to go
offense.
through.
Yeah, Jerry Jeudy, yuck. Dontavian Wicks, Brandon Cooks, Josh Downs, Leggett, Gabe Dave, Mooney, Quentin Johnston, no thank you, Ricky Pearsall. That's kind of what we're looking at now.
I do want to say, I keep doing it. Brandon Cooks to me
I
is
was
not a
just
bad
gonna say
option.
Brandon
It's
Cooks.
not a bad option at all.
He's not a bad option. I like Brandon Cooks as well.
Let's go, Cooks.
Cooks.
I think Dak's arm. might
It's like
fall
you're
off this
reading
year.
my mind, Keith. Every single time
It's
I try
the
to start
beard,
saying
man.
something.
Since I
and you-
started growing it, like I think now that I just can read people's minds. Who knew?
He's in your brain. Our brains have melded into one.
I love
That's
it.
right. That's right.
Yes.
Kevin would kill us right now. We just took 3 backs.
We've got
And-
4.
Well, no, I know, but I'm saying we took 3 in 4 rounds.
No.
He would his head would explode. So when this team ends up being our most successful one that we drafted, man, Kevin, you're gonna have to eat some crow. I'm just saying.
Kevin's gonna be turned into
But we
a-
do miss you, buddy, and I hope you get feeling better.
Yeah, feel better, Kev. We miss you on the show. Hopefully you'll be back next week.
All right, Stacey, you got a moment. Defend my point that correlation is for morons. Go ahead.
I don't think it's for morons. I mean,
Okay.
I have not done the research that a lot of people out there have, just because I am not a researchy kind of girl. I'll let some other people do it, and I will have to go read your content. But I think if your plan is to get to the playoffs, weeks 15, 16, and 17, you want to have players on your team that are going to have matchups that could potentially give you max out your points, right? And that's why I think that correlation makes sense, because you're well. Let me just put it this way. You have to hope, right, that your gamble in taking those players and those specific matchups turns out the way you want it, right? So you do have to, that obviously there's
That's what I'm saying. That's a lot of stuff that you're throwing together for what you're calling an advantage. And that's, to me, that kind of takes away an advantage when so many things have to go right. Okay, so Louis, right there. Can you send me an article, spreadsheet, whatever? I just want to see it, because I will admit, like, I don't know. I haven't been involved with best balls for a long time. I just, it to me, again, the weather stuff, like dome games, that to me makes a lot of sense. But like talking about good matchups or, a bad defense, or to me, how do we know that? We're 18 weeks. I mean, not even that. We're 6 months away from that. We don't know.
It doesn't work out, right? So let's take like Chiefs Bengals, for example, last year. That was a week 17 matchup for last year, right? Everybody, like, I can't tell you how many Chiefs Bengals stacks I had on my teams. And you know what? Yeah, Joe Burrow gets hurt. And guess what? It's not really the same Bengals team, right? So not great. And Louis makes a great point here. So it's not really about hoping that you're getting like the better teams, like a, Ravens Texans matchup that's supposed to be amazing. Like you're hoping that you get a 38-35 game, which really could be any of these. There's some
that's my point, though. That's different than the argument that Kevin and y'all have been saying certain teams have great correlation matches down the stretch, when really it's just about stacking teams. That I totally understand. You want teams that could potentially go bananas, an offense you think is going to be really good. That I get. Kevin was saying, like he wants the Bengals because this is their schedule the last 3 weeks.
Mommy, Daddy, we're about to pick again.
No, we're about to pick again. Wait till we get on the turn and then we can pick it back up. All right, Erica, what do we need on our team here? We've got 5 receivers, 4 running backs. Our QB situation, yikes.
Yeah, Sam Darnold was the last one that I was thinking about.
I mean,
he just went.
There's Taysom Hill, Jacoby Brissett, Penix, maybe. Jameis is one that I've kind of been grabbing if I've waited, but we are on the clock right now. So best players available.
What tight ends are there, real quickly?
Musgrave, Sennett, Hunter Henry, Juwan Johnson, Kate Otten. My boy Kate Otten. It's too early. It's too early.
Okay.
For
What about
receivers? We have 13 seconds. We've got Johnson, Pearsall, Polk, Franklin, Thielen, Malachi Corley.
I do like Polk, but
I do like Polk as well.
Franklin,
Polk.
but
Polk.
all right.
We had 2 seconds left.
Yeah.
All right, so go through those QBs again, Stacy. I'm sorry.
All right, that's okay. QBs, Taysom Hill, y'all. Let's go. Jacoby Brissett, Michael Penix, Sam Howell, Drew Lock, Jameis Winston, Flacco, Jared Stidham. Wow, Jake Browning. Spencer Rattler. Guys, I can't keep saying
that. I do want to echo what Kevin said last week, and he really has me considering it. They went and got Sam Howell.
They did.
Geno did not look great last year. The Seahawks have a ton of weapons. And how, yes, he's got to learn to not hold on to the ball so long, but that to me is like potentially big upside. And I mean, the only other, way you could look at something like that is like a Penix play, but then you're also almost probably hoping Cousins gets hurt. So if you're asking me out of those QBs, I actually like Howell the most of them.
I also like Stidham because he's like number one right now.
Oh, that's fair too. Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah.
You want to grab Stidham, America?
Yeah, let's grab Stidham.
Okay.
Nice.
War Eagle for you Auburn fans out there.
Former Raider. Does that fit into your Raiders are going to be amazing? Is that okay?
Who, me? I didn't say they're going to be amazing. I said their offense is going to be good. I never said they were going to be amazing. They're in a pretty tough division.
We don't have to talk about quarterbacks anymore. Jameis Winston was actually a fun one for me because I'm not convinced that Deshaun Watson makes it through the entire season. But
do you think that's health or because of his play?
I think it could be either one, or you could add desire to want to play football anymore in there too. But so he's been a fun one if I've waited too long in Superflex. Okay, back to correlation, Keith. Don't think you got rid of me just yet.
Oh, I'm so worried.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, like Louis said, that's kind of where we left off, and I want to pick up. Like, you're just really hoping that you're getting a high scoring game, so you're not necessarily looking at what teams are so what are these really great matchup like this Lion 49ers game or the Ravens Texans game, something like that. Like, you're looking at all of these and you're trying to say, okay, like which games have more potential to really be blowouts, okay, and just really run up the score because you want to max out those points. You want to have the opportunity, if you're going to be one of the last teams standing, you want to make sure that your team has the potential to put up the most points. That doesn't mean you correlate your entire roster and it's, to the point of
but again, week 17, teams have stuff wrapped up. So you may be trying to correlate a team that will be sitting their players.
Sure. That's why you do 15 and 16 as well. So you go look at the matchups for weeks 15. You look at the matchups for weeks 16 too. Okay, potentially which ones here, could be barn burner.
I just need like Louis or somebody send me a really good article with spreadsheets, graphs, and once I understand this better, I'm Stacy. You can say a lot of things about me. I will admit when I'm wrong, like straight up. I'm somebody that I always try to admit when I'm wrong. But I just I have not heard yet, really from a data perspective, how we know that is an advantage to you. Again, if you're talking about stacking teams in best ball, totally get that, right? Like trying to get Stroud and then throw two of his receivers together or the back, that kind of stuff makes all the sense in the world to me. I don't get this, I don't want to say obsession, but just it seems like I hear a lot of it because I've been watching more best ball stuff in general because of us doing this. And I have not heard it laid out in a way to me that my logical side of my brain's like, yes, this makes a lot of sense.
Well, and it can get too crazy. You can get, way too wrapped up in it and it totally in the weeds. Absolutely you can. But if you're doing it the right way, I think it makes sense. And I think it gives you an edge in your drafting. That's all I'll say about that because we are almost up.
Did you just Forrest Gump us?
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, let's go. Who we got?
All right. So here we go. We've got 4 running backs, 6 receivers. Best available here. If we wanted to get another tight end, I've got Kate Otten on the list too.
Yes.
Poorly. I've got Herbert, Tyron Tracy, Deontay Foreman in the queue just in case if you like any of those guys.
I
Heroes Otten.
fucker.
Troy Franklin is the one that I would say right now to pair with Sim.
I like it.
And also, I really like Franklin there.
He already went.
Yeah, Franklin already
went
Yeah.
before us.
Tell Vaporware, thank you. I'm writing this down right now.
Okay, who else? Someone give me a name.
Receivers, we've got Corley, Mims, Wilson, Javon Baker, Demario Douglas, Luke McCaffrey. We have 7 seconds.
If
I'm a
Say a name.
Corley.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to actually say that I do kind of like Douglas with us having Polk, because then you're doubling down. I mean, Brissett's at least competent, and then you get a guy that has a ton of upside, right? Coming in that a lot of people think that. I just mean that, like, I don't hate that, because I think one of them's going to end up having like 25 to 30% target share this year, or target rate.
You know, I'm the biggest Demario Douglas fan, out there. So I love Demario Douglas. It looks like there's a little bit of a run on those late running backs. So we're at 7 receivers.
What other tight ends are there?
Jonnu Smith is one that I'm really into this season. We've got
Dolphins, right?
Yeah, we've got
like that.
Becky, Jatavian Sanders, Tucker Kraft, like, you know, the guys that are kind of like they're towards the end. We are on the clock right now. We've got Bucky Irving, Tyron Tracy, Roshan, Damian Pierce, Deontay Foreman, that group. And
I love Herbert. They just went. I don't mind the Junior Smith at all.
Now would be the time to take him, I think.
Do it.
Let's go for it.
Seconds left. Erica, you like Johnny Smith?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's go. There we go. All right, so now we can just kind of focus, I guess, on building up our reserve running backs here. We are going into we're in round 17. Like we said earlier, this is a 20-round draft. So we've got 3 more picks left on the board. So
what will you go through the tight ends one more time for me?
Yeah. You want to take 4 tight ends, Keith?
Oh, we have 3. Who was the third one we took?
We just took Johnny Smith.
Who did we take before Laporta? Who did I miss?
Dallas Goedert.
Oh, Goddard. I'm sorry. Okay. That's my fault. I forgot about the Goddard pick.
What?
I forgot about the Goddard pick. Because I was going to say a guy that I'm really big on, and you can get probably with your last pick in these things, Eric All for the Cincinnati Bengals. Dude was a freak in college. I know he's got health issues. That's a gamble. But Burrow, he just needs like 1 or 2 more weapons, and I love what they did in this draft. I love Burton. I love the tackle that they got from Georgia, who's an absolute monster. And I think Eric All can end up having a breakout year. We keep, every year it's fool's gold with whoever the Bengals tight end is, but this guy is a really athletic freak. If you look at like the metrics, he was one of the more athletic for his size tight ends come out. I've seen comparisons like Logan Thomas, and we've seen what he's done when he's had good QB. So I do really like Eric All. I like that Michael Wilson pick a lot too. I like that Robinson pick. I always forget about Robinson, and we could have done that with our Rams thing. Damn it.
First off, how dare you forget about Andre Yeshivas on the Bengals, sir?
Okay. All right.
That name.
Who?
Yeah. Athlete from Princeton. Thank you very much.
Nerd. All right. So
running back.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick before we go. Vaporware suggests some.
Stacy, I said that I'm going to literally read this, and I appreciate it. Put it up. I've already wrote it down in my notes.
That's right.
And I thank them for doing that.
Best Ball Manifesto from Establish the Run. Very good. Kevin is in the. Imagine forgetting Yoshi. Exactly. Come on, Keith. Come on.
I didn't forget him. I'm not really concerned about it, but
this happens. It is absolute chaos.
Oh, it's been chaos, Kevin. We have definitely missed your steady hand. All right.
Okay. Arby's.
I put 1 in the queue. I'm not even gonna
save that one. Go ahead. Read the rest of them.
All right. Damian. Okay, we're on Deontay Foreman is my guy. I said Deontay Foreman. I've got Damian Pierce. Gross.
I like the Foreman. I really do. He's all he does every.
It's not great, guys. It's not great.
Yeah.
Foreman, I'm good with.
Foreman?
Yeah, let's go Foreman.
Okay. Foreman is there. All right. So now let's talk about Demario Douglas is for some reason still here. Yeah.
I was just about to say it, Stacey, but I was gonna wait until I got to our pick. Oh
my gosh. So Bigsby's here, Braylon Allen, Keaton Mitchell, Alexander Madison. No, thank you. Unless you really want him.
The
Shipley,
Mitchell to me makes sense here, right? Like I
Wait,
know
which
it's gonna Keith Mitchell. I mean, I know it's gonna be late in the season, but we saw what he did. This is throwing shit at the wall. There you go.
Never mind.
Big Keaton Mitchell fan though out there. He's one of the
I'm a big Keaton Mitchell fan. Dude was explosive last year.
I was just about to say explosive. Yes. Excellent. Braylon Allen is going up 2 rounds. Wait. Kevin, tell us who we should take. Put some suggestions in the chat.
You've already mentioned him. We just gotta hope nobody takes it. Like we absolutely should take the double D here if he's still there.
Oh my gosh, and he is.
He is. Let's go for it.
Fuck yeah, you take him.
Rich, you cool with Pop?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Something went our way finally.
Finally.
Right.
Guys, we are in round 18 here. Oh no, 19. Sorry, 19.
Erica, you're the Cowboys fan. Tolbert, Fool's Gold, what's the deal?
I dropped him in one of my Dynasty leagues recently, so.
Okay, I was just curious because I have seen people start to get buzz on him or whatever.
He was just a return guy for Dallas.
He does
cardio. That's about it.
I wanted him to be a thing his rookie year so much, and it just absolutely did not happen. What are you gonna do?
Zay Jones.
I thought that said Zay Flowers. I was like, what? How did that happen?
I'm like, boy, we are idiots. I mean, we knew we were idiots, but I didn't know we were that big idiots.
Gosh. All right, guys. So here's some options left at not tight end. Sorry, at running back. We've got Bigsby is still there. Allen, Madison, Shipley, Audric Estime, Isaac Guerrero, Rashid Ali, Evan Hall, Eric Gray, Trey Sermon, AJ Dillon, poor AJ Dillon, Justice Hill, P. Ryan, Deuce Vaughn, Kenny Gainwell.
I know Trey Sermon sounds disgusting, but think about what you would have thought of if somebody said Zach Moss last year in the Colts offense. Right? What would you have said? Ugh.
I'm hoping
look what happened.
Takes Trey Sermon before it gets back to us. And
I'm just saying.
I actually really like Estime here.
I'm gonna.
Okay. That's what I said.
I know Kevin likes him too.
Can I tell you guys why I'm an Estime fan? It really has zero.
I'm dying to know why you're an Estime fan.
Research that I've done into Estime. It's only because Mina Kimes from ESPN loves Audric Estime, and so
I love Mina Kimes.
Also love Audric.
I met her at the Super Bowl in Atlanta, and she was literally the nicest human being in the world because I felt like a fanboy and had to come up and be like, and she was not that big. This was like 2019, right? And I'm like, Mina, I am such a big fan of yours. Can I get a picture? You know, she's looking like, who is this creepy little dude? But no, she was really cool. She actually ended up eating, because it was kind of a stand and eat deal with me and my dad and talk football. And it was like the highlight of the entire weekend for me.
Oh, that would have been the highlight of my life. Oh my gosh. All right. Kevin says Estime is hurt now. So Charlene, we stand Mina on this podcast right here, 100%.
They need to give her a full-time announcing gig. When she does the announcing, I think she's so great as the color, like the actual, and I just she's just the best. I love Mina and her dog, obviously. Big
fans over.
Trey Sermon went.
Yes, thank God. Okay. All right. Well, Estime is there. Garindo, Rasheen Ali, however you want to pronounce it. Evan Hall, Eric Gray. Guys, this is rough here. Kevin has a suggestion here.
Yeah.
Also having a queue.
Yeah.
That's fun.
What are the best just best available players?
Yeah, best available. What? I am so sorry. I'm going to wait to even say this person's name because I can't believe that they're still on the board in the 20th round, guys.
Okay. Well, then go to the next person on there.
Fingers crossed. We've got Tucker Kraft, Odell Beckham, Jalen McMillan. Let's see. Shipley, Dawson Knox, Joe Flacco, if we want to go for 4 quarterbacks. Khalif Raymond, Dortch, Malik Washington, Bellinger.
I do love Dortch.
I do like
Dortch is fun. I just saw some stuff on Twitter about Dortch today. I forget exactly what it was, but basically it was essentially don't sleep on Dortch. Tyler Boyd is the person.
Yes.
That's still there.
Yeah.
I just think it's criminal that Tyler Boyd is still on the board here.
Dortch.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm
Yeah.
all about
Yeah,
Boyd.
let's do
Good
it.
about rolling with 5. 5 running backs is fine with me. I will go 9 wide receivers.
Because you only have to start 2,
think-
right?
You only
Yeah.
got to start 2, baby. You
Okay.
only got to start Dose.
And I
running
think because
back.
we went hard on them, kind of, well, not really hard on them, but we went early.
You take
Kinda.
4 in the first 12. That's pretty hard.
Yeah.
I mean, that's,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
Guys,
33% of your first 12 picks. So,
I think we're good.
you know, again, look at me doing math. How about that?
okay. Well, we don't do math. I was told there would be no math.
He just thinks he's so freaking clever, passing kidney stones while he's going torture chamber. Like, look at me. I'm, you know, it doesn't matter what's going on. I'm still the most funny, charming guy in the world. Oh, damn you, Kevin. Damn you.
Yeah, guys. Vapor, with the reminder that we're only starting 2 wide receivers in this contest as well. Unlike most of the other best balls on Underdog are 3 wide receivers at.
I like that.
we
So that's
really
a lot
voted that
deeper
way.
bench, right? That means
It
a lot.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the draft kind of started and we kind of got into like what we were doing and picking our players. So we didn't really get a chance to talk about the lineup here. But you know, with Superflex, you obviously have like the Superflex, which can be a quarterback as well. And you also have just a regular flex position. But Keith, you want to give us a rundown of our team?
Sure. You're gonna have to definitely scroll once we get past round or our 7th pick. But so we went with Hurts, which I think, you know, if you wanted to go Lamar, I get that. I think the Eagles have a bounce back, and I just think Hurts is just so safe. He's durable. Like, you know what I mean? He really seems to be every week to where with Lamar, I've said before, I'm not worried about him losing weight, but I am a little worried about him losing weight. Love us getting Puka coming back. I like the Goff stack, having those 2 steady QBs, and Goff again by one of the best offensive lines. Stacked him with Laporta. Love that. I think the Kyron Williams in the 5th round, McLaurin in the 6th, and Cooper in the 7th were all absolute steals. DeAndre Hopkins, again, we're looking for somebody who's going to get a lot of volume. Took 2 backs that I think could, you know, definitely together make a star, you know, back spot week in and week out in Aaron Jones and Mostert. The Goddard pick, again, the Eagles really still don't have that 3rd receiving option. So I think that's smart. Rico Dowdle, who I am a Rico Dowdle truther. I think there's a ton of upside with that. Cooks and Polk, which Polk was probably my fault. I was the one suggesting that was a little early for sure, but it worked out. We got Jarrett Stidham, Corley for the Jets, who we're starting to get a lot of him. Janu Smith, Foreman, who again, I think that if you're going to, you know, take backs at this point, at least have a guy that's proven on several teams he's done something. And the reason the Polk pick worked out was we got DeMario Douglas in the 19th round, meaning that we're going to have the leading targeted New England Patriot this season for sure. I don't know which one, but one of them. Yep.
And then
I don't think it'll be that. I really don't. And then Tyler Boyd with the last pick. And I like this team, especially again, the Superflex. It's so important to me. And I feel really good about having Golf, Lions, Dome team, really good offense, and Jalen Hurts, because I just think the Eagles offense was a mess last year. And they still were not that bad fantasy-wise. Like if you look at like Hurts' number, like all those guys, they still had decent seasons. I think they're going to fix a lot of that this year. And Hurts has proved before that he can be QB number 1. So I really like that.
Yeah. Erica, what was your favorite pick in this draft?
Ooh. I mean, I like our Laporta pick in the 4th.
Me too, Erica.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites as well.
Because he's been going around earlier, so I'm surprised he fell that far. I mean, it is super flex, so everyone was taking QBs pretty early. But yeah, I'm happy to get Laporta there.
I think it made sense where we took him, especially pairing him with Goff. And that was why I wanted to do it and why I liked that pick there. I do like other tight ends besides Laporta. Let me just go on.
Are you sure? Because I have literally not seen you suggest or pick a tight end first other than Laporta.
It's just so much fun. He's just so much fun there.
I got to reach out to him.
I'm a big Kincaid girl for this season as well. And Kyle Pitts, I think he's getting slept on.
Yes.
Rich, do you have any picks of ours that you didn't love or thought maybe we
He's like, how much time you got?
Right. No, I honestly, the only one that I wasn't really on board with would have been Polk, but I think with that one, there was a lot of chaos that was happening, and I didn't hear anything else happening. So,
and if you listen to the show, you know when there's silence, Keith's gonna start talking. So, because I can't stand it. But I agree with you. I think that was way too early. But I was even panicking there, and I just yelled his name.
Yeah. I was too. And the only thing that kind of is a bummer here, because we've got Polk and Mario Douglas, is that we weren't able to go grab Drake May.
Oh, I mean, May. I don't know why I said
put that little group there together. But honestly, if you look at, so we took Polk in the 14th round. If you look at the other receivers that went here, the only one that there's two that I actually like better than Polk, Jahan Dotson and Gabe Dave. The rest of maybe Darnell Mooney, but the rest of these guys, Roman Wilson, Jermaine Burton, Xavier Legette, who I love as a person. And then Quentin Johnston, I think I would have taken Polk over all those guys. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I might have taken Troy Franklin over.
Okay. Because he went in the next round.
Can I ask you guys something? Why don't they have any 45-second drafts? Because to me, that would be a perfect time. I'm being serious. Like 30 is too short. To me, a minute is too long. Why not do 45 seconds?
I did one that was 90 seconds the other day, and
it's like pulling teeth. It's awful.
It was an eternity. Yeah, it was wild.
You think that's a good idea, though? Should I reach out and be like, hey, let's get some 45-second draft
people. Tell them to, give us some 45 seconds.
I'll write them a letter because I think it probably means a lot more. Handwritten, by the way.
Handwritten, yes.
Send it on a fax on a dinosaur while you're at it, too.
How's your calligraphy? How's your calligraphy?
I was an assistant golf pro. I do know how to write calligraphy. So
there we go.
People over here saying they thought the sprint was going to be 15 seconds. That would freak me out. 15 seconds, babe. I can't. I would die. I wouldn't be able.
You would have to pre-rank your entire board, in my opinion, to do that and queue it up, because otherwise, oh my god,
15 seconds. Crazy.
Can we take a second to shout out Vape and Louie here?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
Thank you guys for joining us so much. Charlene, good intentions. You tried to join us.
Vapor, thank you for sending me. I'm serious. I'll read that article probably tonight. So I appreciate that.
Yes. That's a great article. I would highly recommend that one as well. Leone with the ETR with best ball, is great. Guys, we are just at an hour, and I think this is probably a good time to wrap it up. Like we promised, next week, assuming that Scott Fishbowl rules are out, we are going to be doing a Scott Fishbowl expert mock draft on Sleeper. We're going to be having some special guests come on and join us. I'm not going to tell you who those are going to be just yet, because I'm going to keep a little bit of a surprise, and make sure that you guys have subscribed and hit a like and a follow. That way you know exactly who our special guests are going to be, and when we're drafting throughout the week. We will be back, like I said, next Thursday. You can follow Keith over at Keith.
Can I say something just real quick, Stacy? Because it is the 80-year anniversary of D-Day. Yes. And I think it has been lost what that meant and what that did for the future of the world. And I do worry that, when you think of all the thousands and millions of people that died in that war, it's been forgotten by a lot of countries with all the infighting, and just we can't seem to agree on anything. And just think, it's only 80 years ago, people were willing to go onto a beach to die just to help people that were in a worse situation than them. Be kind to one another and don't take for granted what we have. And just both a sad and special day. And to the soldiers, obviously, that are still alive from World War II, they have earned the nickname Greatest Generation.
I could not agree. I could not say it better than how Keith just said it. Thank you for that, Keith.
Sure.
Guys, Erica is over at America with a K 108. You can follow Rich over at richsickelsbgm. I'm at Stacy_Perez 83. It's been great drafting with you all tonight, and we will see you all next week.